Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today I wanted to share with you some ways that I have noticed that have recently happened to me and are often happening every time we go shopping and stuff, how we are made to spend money that we wouldn't have otherwise spent. And the reason why this came on is because I have just gone through that experience and I wanted to put it out there because I feel like it's going to be happening a lot right now and in the near future, as it's already happened for the entire history of this world. So let's get started. Oh, but before we do, if you guys have a better name for this video, please listen in the comments below. I would really appreciate your help. I had the hardest time naming this video, so any and all suggestions are deeply and greatly appreciated. So the first thing we want to be aware of are, especially right now, are people using and businesses using fear to promote the sale of certain items or programs or anything like that. This is why I made this video, is because I recently had called my, I guess, bookkeeping program just to pay for it, because it's an annual. You have to pay for it annually. And while I was on the phone, all I wanted to do was update my payment information and pay for the next year and keep working as I have been for the last 3 years. But I was on the phone over an hour with this guy, and he's using all kinds of reasons why I should spend over $200 more for a bunch of other things that I have been completely fine without, and telling me that my external hard drive could break, my computer could break, and that I should upgrade to the cloud storage instead of using just what I've been using, and that I could have payroll on there and all these other things, and there is even more. But I don't want to get into all of that. And anyways, I'm not going to name the name of the company, but after like an hour, I had to go. I had an appointment in like 20 minutes. So I said, I need to think about these decisions before I say yes. Because in the past, I would have just said, yes, that sounds great. But now that I've thought about it for like 2 days, I really don't need any of that, because I don't always have the internet and I don't always work on the internet. So I can spend hours and hours working and then not be able to upload on the internet. And so what good is having it on the internet? I do take other extra precautions besides my external hard drive. And he was telling me about that hackers could get in. Well, they can get in regardless, right? So anyways, that is one thing. They're going to try to get you to upgrade to, more expensive programs, because what you have just isn't good enough. And some of these ideas are great and definitely will make your life easier and better. But if you don't need them, then you're just spending that money on a bunch of what ifs and maybes. And yes, sometimes it's better to be prepared, but that's why I take a lot of extra steps other than just doing nothing already. And I've been perfectly fine doing the way things that I have been. So, and then the second example that I have here is, the pandemic. A lot of fear has been put into people into buying all kinds of things. And I mean, you guys have all seen how the stores have been racked completely bare. I'm sure there have been many people buying things they never would have bought before had this not come up, and, you know, buying all kinds of services that they would have never thought of buying before. Some of them, yes, we needed, but some of them, no, we did not need. Like, yeah, just so many different things. And then another thing that people use fear in is insurance. Insurance is a huge one. I used to work in that area many, many years ago. I'm not going to get too into it, but yeah, definitely fear. Be aware of when people say, well, what if this happened, then this would be able to help you. Just really, really think and take the time to think before you buy something. So enough on that. Number 2 is the very obvious one, is the upselling at stores, fast food retailers. This can be anything from like, basically how it works is they're offering something with the purchase you're already making. So some examples are supersizing your meals, or offering you a special deal that's only today or of the week. Buy 3 get 1 free, something like that. Or if you spend a certain amount of money, you will get a free thing. Again, all of these, I would just use your own discretion. If you really need that extra food, go ahead and buy it. Or if you have someone to share it with, then you don't have to buy another meal. Or maybe that special of the day that they're offering is something that you actually needed but you forgot about, and it's a decent price. But a lot of times you could still get it cheaper if you were to look around or buy a no-name brand. But again, use your own discretion. If you really need it, or a birthday is coming up and they're offering you exactly what you wanted to buy for that specific person, then go for it. But again, really think about it, if you're actually going to use it, if you really need it, and if it's actually even a good deal or not. And the third and last one that I have here are people trying to sell you things that you don't need at all, but they will pretty much do anything to get you to buy it. And these sales are almost always 100% commission based, meaning that the people trying to sell them to you only make money if they make sales that day. And I realize that these are people's livings. This is how they pay their rent or mortgage, feed their family, etc. But I have been in that position, and I hate it. I could not do it. I felt very dirty trying to make people buy things I knew they did not need. And unless you truly believe in the product, I would not get into that type of work. But anyways, some things that they will use is guilt, making you feel bad because you're not providing or whatever. Just guilt is a really huge one that they lay on people, trying to make you feel like your life will be so much better with it, that you need it, that everybody else has it. Again, a big one is insurance companies. I used to work for one many years ago, very briefly, and I just felt like it was very scummy. And another place I worked at, a pet store, I won't name which one, but again, it was commission based and it was very scummy. You had to sell things, and if you didn't make a certain amount of sales however many weeks or months in a row, they would actually fire you. So yeah, it was very stressful, and I think that when you're under that kind of stress, you just sell things to people that they do not need, and you're basically scamming people out of their money. And so definitely be aware of those kinds of sales, because, and again, more examples are the Santa pictures. You go in just to get a picture of your child, and then they lay on you the keychains, the globes, the little folders, the light up things, all kinds of stuff that you really do not need. I have been suckered into this a few times, and it is very awful. And yeah, this can happen pretty much everywhere that I listed, and retail stores where people are trying to sell clothes or items, like I said, pet stores, and insurance, obviously. So these are the 3 main ways or things that I have seen and experienced and even been involved in where we are being made to feel like we have to spend this money when we really don't. So please be aware, and I know most of you already are, but sometimes we forget, because even now I still feel like I need to buy something just because someone says to, or they make me feel bad for not, and I do it anyways. And then after I'm like, it doesn't happen as often anymore, but it still happens, and it's something that I feel we all really need to be aware of right now and always. So again, if you know a better name of this video, please put it down below. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, I hope you all have a frugabulous day. And until next time, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.